go live now.
I have you, and you have me. Everywhere I go, you're there. Years will pass, and you will see that I have you, and you have me.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fox Music House. Thank y'all for joining us. Joseph Fox here. This is our family business. I'm the fourth generation. We've been here over 90 years, and we're very, very proud to welcome Harach from Yamaha to be Yamaha's oldest dealer, to support them bringing music and making so many musicians all across the world and bringing people together through music. You're seeing some of our store. We do invite you to come see our store, to come see a lot of things that Harach is about to do. Very impressive. Excited to do it. And really, without further ado, here's the man himself. So, hey, Harach, welcome.
Joseph,
Hey.
how are you, sir? Wow. First of all, thank you so much, and it's such a pleasure to see you. And I love that shot. I mean, it is just look at that. You even move your. It's like, have you ever seen the picture of the gentleman standing like in an airplane engine? It's so tiny compared to that. You have this magnificent look behind you. There is absolutely killer. It's amazing, man. You're very lucky and fortunate. I have to say that.
We're so excited. One beautiful thing, we'll talk about the Clavinovs a lot tonight, but they're a lot easier to move than these guys.
Yes.
Hard to set these all up, but it does.
And they will always be in tune. The Clavinovas, right? They'll
Easier
always
for the
be in tune.
technician.
Indeed, indeed.
But
So
we
90,
surround them with the things we love, and those
so
are
90
just
years. So
Yes, sir.
90 years in business.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So that's what? 1920? No, wait.
1928. So it's a
19,
little
19 yeah. So
94.
wow. So that's when kind of Yamaha really was in its golden ages to at the beginning of the rise of Yamaha as a powerhouse of making instruments, especially acoustic pianos. Amazing.
That's right.
And
First
is it
generation.
true you are the oldest Yamaha dealer in the country?
That's right. Oldest continuous Yamaha dealer. My great grandfather started it, and my grandfather had it, and my dad and I are actually transitioning now. So he still works, but he's mostly retired. Um, And so yeah, we're here. It's
I love it, man.
yeah, you do
I
what you
love it.
love, right? You kind of keep the dream alive. Another year, another generation, another.
Uh,
I got
uh,
kids. My kid loves drums.
hopefully,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
the drummers.
hopefully for many, many generations to come. I wish you all success and happiness and health in the entire family, and hopefully that business will thrive for many, many years and be a Yamaha partner in this. And we thank you so much. I thank you on behalf of Yamaha. Thank you for doing what you do. Amazing story, man. Amazing. I had no idea actually about that part of the story. So thank you for sharing that. And
Yeah.
you know what? So how about this? I'll return the favor. Since you bragged about how awesome Fox is, it is my turn to brag about Yamaha. Of course. That's how we're going to start the night. And yes, I am from Los Angeles. My name is Hiraj. I'm from LA. And we're doing this via the magic of technology. Hopefully, nothing goes wrong today, but we're going to be optimistic. So far, so good. I urge if anybody's listening to this or watching the event to use pair of headphones because we go the extra mile to bring you nice video, nice crisp video, but also we're transmitting in stereo, so you get the benefit of experiencing this piano as if you're next to us or wearing headphones. So I highly recommend that when you watch this or watch it again later, is to use a pair of headphones. So Yamaha, who are we? So wow, the story that you told me is just so touching. It's awesome. So we are a music company before anything else, and instead of talking, vocabulary and describe how fantastic and awesome Yamaha is, historical events and the instruments that we make and the artists, etc. I thought I'll use a video. You've probably seen this demo before, but I'd like to play it again. So you're going to see a video of Yamaha accomplishments and instrumentation in between. Very high quality video. And the music that you will hear, I sequenced it on the CVP 809 that we see in front of us. So this is the CVP 809. So everything you'll hear will be coming from the CVP 809. And there are a lot of instruments going on. And to make myself useful during the video, I'm going to go to three main sounds. One of them is the CFX piano. Next, I'll use these shortcuts button right here to go to strings. And then I'll switch the third one to one of my favorite voices, the Boys Choir. I'll go back to strings and I finish it up with the piano. So with that in mind, please allow me to introduce to you Yamaha.
He was a dreamer, a tinkerer of the soul, a maker of the unimaginable. His hands moved to the rhythm of his conviction bigger than the universe has stars. He was a believer, unencumbered by the unknown. He carried his creation into the wild, walking hundreds of miles toward his dream's end. He was the father of who we all are, and all that he was, we carry with us today. For he is the heart of inspiration, and his dream forever changed the world.
Yes, sir. So, a little bit of fun with video and sounds coming from the CVP 809. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. Can you hear us?
I can hear you great.
Testing. There you go. Oh, look at that. Wow.
Yeah. New camera angle, guy.
You're playing tricks on me now. You're changing camera angles. So wait. So I have to do the same. Look at that. Fancy
Made it.
schmancy. Fancy
We
schmancy, my
we have
friend.
a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun at Vox Music. We surround ourselves with music, with good
That's
people.
awesome.
We do.
That's
We
awesome.
really. This is a virtual event, but we invite everyone to come in. So we wanted to
Yes.
show some of our store, front and back. That super inspiring video. Someone who knows the Yamaha story has been to Yamaha headquarters. In the playground in Anaheim. Um,
Yes.
yeah, it's
Awesome,
actually to
man.
that room, the synth room as well. But yeah,
Yes. So because we, as you saw in the video, obviously we're fortunate that our portfolio of instruments are so deep. We make just about almost every instrument in an orchestra except a triangle. We don't make a triangle.
not yet.
Not yet. Well, exactly. I shouldn't say we don't make it, but not yet. But we're fortunate, and I'm very fortunate and very thankful that I work for such a great company because we, in addition to just manufacturing music and be in the business, obviously, we also influence the heart and souls of humanity via music. And, I get goosebumps every time I tell this part because yeah, exactly. It's because
Yeah,
with what's going on in the world, music brings us to back to humanity, to who we are. And I'd like to take this moment and I wish peace upon everybody in the world. And definitely, we are involved in influencing the heart and souls of humanity all over the place. So I'm very fortunate to be part of the company. And speaking of how things started, because we're talking about the Clavinova, and I love that you have somebody that's working with the lights for you. How come I don't have one of those here? Look at
hey, you
that.
got to come
That's
across it,
awesome.
man. Next time we'll have the light operator for you.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I would love to be there in person. But so, did you know that we invented the category of Clavinova? I don't know if you know that. It happened in 1983, actually, with a YP40, and that's a picture of it that you see in front of you. That's how Clavinova started with the YP40. And again, we invented this category, and since then, we keep raising the bar. We keep adding new features, improving in every way possible. And I'd like to show you a few things about it today because it is one of those instruments that has affected a lot of people and made a lot of homes happy and fun because of an instrument like a Clavinova. So, um, I'd like to start with something important to all of us is how beautiful the instrument looks, right? Typically, that's the first thing our customers, including yours, when they walk into your showroom, they look with their eyes, right? And then when you mention a Clavinova for them, their eyes get drawn to this beautiful furniture design. So that is the 809 GP that has a bespoke sound system, and it looks like a grand piano with a lid and the bespoke rods on the pedal on the lyre pedals. So it has a very beautiful look. What I have in front of me, however, is the CVP 809. It still has a magnificent look to it, and it fits in any settings in a home. So as a furniture, it is absolutely beautiful. In fact, in a moment I'll show you like this. Even the lid has a soft closed lid. So when you close it, it looks absolutely beautiful, and the front panels is brushed aluminum. In fact, one of the things that I discovered actually, it's actually a safety because we expect this instrument to be played by children as well and young adults and elderly actually. And one of the features of the soft close, look at that. It actually gently closes instead of slamming on somebody's fingers. So I don't know if that was a byproduct of having the soft lid close, but I thought I would mention something that I thought of actually just today. Like, oh, that's kind of cool. So yeah.
Yeah, the Clavinova was put through its paces in Yamaha music education.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
this is part of it, but um, it was it was tested out. The test grounds for it was the million graduates that have come out of the Yamaha Music School, and so kids are tough, And we put these in
Yes.
churches and schools, sometimes by the dozen, if they have a piano lab, and they perform. I mean, they
Yeah.
last years and years. Such good quality.
And
Yeah.
speaking of years, exactly. I mean, what a great segue. And I snuck that 5 years warranty. You know what? Now that I think about it, Joseph, it has better warranty than my car. And not only that, actually, um, and I know you have a fantastic service section of your business, but Yamaha will stand by because this is a lot of money we're talking about. It's not an inexpensive instrument; it's expensive. Therefore, I think a peace of mind to have that if anything happens to the instrument, between the collaboration with you, our valued dealer, we will make it to the customer's house somehow. Obviously with COVID restriction, we want to be cautious of that. We will send a qualified Yamaha technician to the customer's home for it to be fixed in if anything happens to it. And as you said earlier, it's put through the paces of torture with the young generation hands and abuse, I should say. So yeah.
Yeah. But it's good. They're made to be used. We're made to be loved, and they are. And when things go wrong, we stand behind it, just like Yamaha does. Our three technicians, not including myself, I do field service work as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So I get Yamahas don't need them very often, but when they do, we're ready to go. And they're able to get parts very quickly. They're actually surprisingly easy to service, which is amazing. As complicated as they look,
Yeah,
if something happens to them, it's nice. And we stand behind it entirely. We service the entire state. Charleston's our home base. This is what you
nice.
see, the 20,000 square foot store. But Columbia and Augusta, we kind of go to the whole corners of South Carolina. Um,
Very nice.
it's
And I,
it's
I intend on visiting you guys in person, and certainly, hopefully this year, I'm looking forward to flying, not personally, but on a plane, fly to you guys, and make it in person. So I'll get to meet you guys in person because I love the story that you told me, and we spent some time before this. So I appreciate your enthusiasm and your passion about what you do. So thank you very, very much. It's very well needed. So. So what do you think about getting into it? So we talked
Yes,
about how
please.
beautiful the instrument, because we have to be satisfied to how beautiful the instrument is. And I think when customers walk up into your store, they will realize that this actually looks beautiful on its own, because that's also an important factor to do when deciding to purchase this instrument. And I have a surprise for you. Speaking that you said you do field servicing as well, and because of your passion and the story, the surprise, I don't think you know about it, but I'll say it anyways. If anybody watches this broadcast now or even later, or even they walk into your store, if they purchase a CVP 809 or an 809 GP, they get to spend one-on-one time with me to show them the ins and outs of the Clavinova free of charge. Is a value added. It's a gift from us to your valued customers. So if anybody comes in or you mention it to anybody that because of this broadcast that we're doing on the Clavinova, if they purchase a CVP 809 or 809 GP, they get to spend one-on-one time. We'll schedule a time. We'll do a Zoom, and I'll walk them through. You'll see I have some cameras all over the place. So it is my surprise to you guys for
Wow.
allowing us to host this event with you.
Above and beyond. You're
Oh,
above
my
and beyond.
pleasure.
That's
It's
Yamaha motto. Wow.
it is absolutely my pleasure. So we have such amount of short period of time.
Let's
I
play.
suggest let's get into it, right? What do you think about that? So
Let's play. Look forward to it.
so we talked about how beautiful the instrument is, so we got that. Now, how does it sound, right? So to begin with, in the Clavinova CVP 809 and 809 GP and all the Clavinovas, you will find that piano. That is our pinnacle instrument at Yamaha. It's handcrafted, and it's called the CFX. It takes about 3 years to actually handcraft one of these from the moment it's scouted as wood from a tree all the way to being a full living, breathing instrument. And in the Clavinova, you will find a very detailed and very high quality recording of a CFX. So, to give you an idea to how it sounds, I'm going to perform a couple of passages. This is improvisation. I'm not playing to a sheet music or anything from memory, just simple improvisation. And in the middle, I'll putting it to its paces, meaning I'll play dynamically, I'll try to play pianissimo, I'll try to play fortissimo and everything in between. I'll do trills just to show you how capable the sound of the CFX is. And remember, it will always be in tune, and it's simply a button push away from listening to an amazing piano sound from the CFX. But first, pay attention at the beginning. I'm going to play very fortissimo low end so you can hear how beautiful the long sustain is of the sound quality in the CFX. So with that, here's the CFX in action. Yep, that is one of them. The second very iconic instrument is the Bosendorfer Imperial. And this instrument is absolutely stunning. It's a bigger piano size than the CFX, and it has 9 extra keys in the bass register. So naturally, you are going to get a different tonal qualities to the piano. And that is one of the most important descriptions of the Clavinova. You get multiple pianos, and each piano sounds different. So it's suitable for different applications, for different pieces of music. For example, the Bosendorfer originally was created for the Romantic era. And to kind of give you an idea to how amazing it sounds, I'm going to play something, again, improvisation in a minor key this time. Hopefully people can listen to the magnificent sound of the Imperial. And the best part is you get both of them at a very high quality. You get the CFX, of course, that I played earlier, and you get the Bosendorfer Imperial 290, and both of them are recorded at the highest quality possible. So here is the Bosendorfer Imperial 290. I have to digress because I know that we're doing an event, so there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Otherwise, I'll just keep on playing and playing and playing and playing. There's one more piano if we have time for, and I think I have to show this. I have to show you this piano because this is the C7. The C7 is the how should I put it? It is the most recorded piano in modern recording history. In other words, all these recording studios throughout the world, all over the world, typically a lot of the songs in the past and even till now, till today, they use the Yamaha C7 to record in studios. It does really well in recording environment. It cuts through a mix. It has the sound qualities that a lot of mixing engineers and producers love because it just cuts through the mix beautifully. So, Joseph, that particular C7 that you're looking at with those two microphones is in a studio in Santa Monica called Harmony Studios. And that's where Adele recorded a song, Someone Like You, on that piano with those two microphones. And to give you an idea to that, how that song is played, so I sequenced. In other words, I recorded. We're going to get to the recording feature in just a moment. I recorded the C7, which plays, right? Okay, so I sequenced that, and just to make it my own, to make it a little bit different, you're gonna hear the C7 from the Clavinova, and on top of it, I'm gonna use one of those beautiful pads on top of that, right? So pay attention in the middle of the screen right here, and with that, here's the C7 in action.
That you settle down, that you found a girl and you're married now. I heard that your dreams came true. Guess she gave you things I didn't give to you.
So yeah, that's just another an example of how the C7. But there's more examples to show the beauty of the C7 in recording, and here's one of them. Here's another passage going to be in major key to give you an idea to how powerful the instrument is. Yeah, Joseph. So sorry I went on for a while just because I had to make sure that we put a spotlight on one of the most important sound in the Clavinova, which is the piano sound.
Right behind me, there's a C7, the most recorded piano in the world.
That's awesome. You are just, I mean, thank you so much. You're fantastic.
You said at the start, listening through headphones, we're here in our soundstage, which we have a whole host of events, come look for them in April. And as we get into May, we have a number of them, but I wish y'all could have heard that on the full sound system.
Oh, wow.
Gives you goosebumps. It makes you shake a little bit. So thank you.
Awesome.
Special treat.
No, thank you actually. And to see that C7 in there. Wow. Yeah. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So the beauty is you get those. There are more pianos, by the way. There's upright pianos and there are electric pianos, but those are the three iconic, grand pianos that you'll find in the Clavinova, and they are just a push button away, recorded at very high quality, high resolution, high definition, and they will always be in tune. By the way, so that's the one of the coolest thing about it. So yeah, if you have any comments, just let me know. I'll entertain, or we can move on. So that you lead.
Yeah, a lot of our CVPs go into churches, places
Okay.
where they need a stable instrument that can be versatile,
Yeah.
CVP versatile, to
Indeed.
play piano and organ, and we'll get into some of that. But the piano touch is so delicate, and when you switch over to the non-touch sensitive ones, organ, harpsichord,
Yeah.
you can get some of that same feeling, once the key click comes in, and it's so realistic for worship.
That's true. That the quality of the keys, because the sound is important. Obviously, we talked about the instrument has to look beautiful and magnificent as a furniture. So we got that. We listened to three iconic pianos, and then we satisfied our ears with how beautiful these instruments are. The next thing I think we should kind of put a spotlight on are, the touch of the instrument, how you touch, and not just, by the way, with fingers. The foot is also important for the damper pedals. So I think I should be able to do this, and we're going to talk about, it's a trademarked, by the way, that we have the Grand Touch action in the Clavinova CVP line. And I'm going to see if I don't break the spaceship that I have here. I'm going to show you something very, very special. So here is a Yamaha Grand Action. I know it might be a little bit out of focus just because I want to focus my face, but here we go. So there are two things I want to kind of point out to you to talk about. This is technical a little bit because I think it's important to know, why does it feel so good, right? We can't just say, oh, it feels so good, take our words for it. But no, let's talk about specifics. And now we can be a little bit technical because the piano is technical, right? So the two things I want to point out to you, number one is those two things. These are called counterweights, and I'm going to tell you why they're important. And this point right here, it's in the piano lingo, it's called the fulcrum. So let's talk about counterweight and fulcrum, right? And the fulcrum is basically the distance from the initial part of the key all the way to the point where it pivots. It's very, very important. Let me tell you why. Let me just put this back. There you go. We didn't break the spaceship. So let's talk about the counterweight first. So the counterweight has three benefits. Number one, and you can see in the picture where the counterweight is. It's inside the key, and this is a special feature on the CVP 809 and 809 GP only. Those two feature the counterweight in the action, in the Grand Touch action. So three benefits. Number one, just like an acoustic piano, it creates a very linear gradation of resistance. So meaning on the bottom of the keys, you get very, you need more emphasis, more muscular strength to dig into the notes, especially at fortissimo, because that's how it is on an acoustic piano, because big hammers are striking thicker strings. Guess what? The opposite happens on the end of the key. So when you do these beautiful sparkling notes, they're more delicate, so you're able to control them because the smaller hammers are striking thinner strings. So you have very beautiful linear, just like just like an acoustic piano. And in fact, since you have the Yamaha acoustic pianos, we invite people to try the action on an acoustic piano and then compare it to the CVP 809 and 809 GP. They will be amazed to how realistic the feeling is compared to the acoustic piano. The second benefit is controlling the dynamics. And what I mean by that is, so check this out. Any piano can play loud. anyone. The sophistication and the quality of an action is when you try to control the pianissimo or the soft parts. That's what pianissimo is. So with the counterweight, it allows you to control all dynamics from soft to loud or pianissimo to fortissimo. The third benefit is actually the opposite. Just the way you control the down of the key, you also need to control the lift of the key or the bounce of the key to be able to do things like repetitions, very fast repetitions, or trills. So it has a very, very high quality response to be able to give you the exact expectation what you would feel from an action. So that's the benefit of the counterweight. The fulcrum is equally important because remember the Adele piece, right? And then now look where I'm gonna play on the action. Right, I played right at the back of the keys. So the long fulcrum allows you to have a lot longer or wider or tall, more of a sweet spot. So the resistance or the effort that you put in the front of the keys is equally the same as if you're playing in the back of the keys. And that's important for muscle relaxation because you want to be able to perform for an extended time without fatigue. So having the long fulcrum, and the clavinova has the longest fulcrum in this category, so to be able to play passages very nicely and smoothly in the back of the keys, almost the same effort as if they were in the front of the keys. So that's the feature, that's the benefit of having a long fulcrum. The keys, of course, are made out of wood, and it's also they are textured because we realize that people sweat when they play piano, and then to be able to absorb some of that moisture, it's important. But also the texture allows you to land some of these difficult notes with the pinky without slipping, because you don't want to injure your pinky once you're trying to perform and reach out. So it allows you to land on the note with confidence. Last one. Equally important, the pedal, because remember I said in addition to be able to control the piano with your hands and fingers, it's important to control the piano with the pedal, especially the sustain pedal, or sometimes called a damper. So so here's the magic of technology. Look at that. So this is the damper pedal, the one on the right. So this pedal is very special on the 809 and 809 GP. When you press it with your foot slowly, and right there, you will feel a mechanical resistance point. That point is where half pedaling is. And in a lot of classical music, that is important because it's notated to be half pedaling. And it will feel exactly like it would feel on acoustic piano. In fact, I know this particular one is difficult to reach out via the internet to show you. You have to feel it with your foot. But we created a graph for you right here that shows the relationship between an acoustic piano and the clavinova. You see how close they are. So that's the pedaling on the CVP 809 and 809 GP. So we talked about the three things so far: how beautiful the instrument is, the amazing sound quality of the pianos, and the amazing feeling of the action on the Clavinova CVP 809 and 809 GP, and all the clavinovas in general. So yeah.
Fantastic. Hiraj Charles Miller here.
Hey Charles, I recognize your voice because wait, that's not Joseph's voice. That's Charles.
Yes.
How are you, my friend?
Hey, good evening, everybody. So that's a wonderful presentation, and definitely looking at what really sets the CVP apart, and really on the 809 in particular.
Yeah, totally. The 809 and 809 GP, the way it's different from the other CVPs. We're talking about the CVP right now, right? So the other actions are also graded, but they don't have the extra sophistication in the action, which is the counterweights. That is unique to the 809 and 809 GP, and the sustain pedal and the damper pedal, those are unique to the 809 and 809 GP. And that's why I'm offering, if somebody purchases an 809 or 809 GP, a free lesson one-on-one with me to show them the ins and outs of the CVP 809 or 809 GP. But you're right, there's a difference between them.
Definitely, and that's a fantastic offering. And all of our longtime customers, also know, along with what you're providing on behalf of Yamaha, all of our trained technicians and staff here are always here and ready to answer any questions any time of day that we're here. So we thank Yamaha, and we love partnering with Yamaha and providing that service to the user and walking you all the way through the end of your musical journey.
See, this is the beautiful relationship that we have with our dealer like you. It's we partner in providing the best service to the customer. Our customer, your customer, which is our customers, are golden. So we want to make sure that we do whatever it takes for them to maximize, because this is an expensive instrument, Charles. We talked about this, right?
Absolutely.
And we need to make sure that our customers collectively, they maximize the potential of this instrument, not just having it a piece of furniture and not knowing the ins and outs. So it's our responsibility to bring that spotlight on the instrument to show its capabilities for sure. Yeah. So speaking of capabilities, how about I show you something with the recording feature? What do you
Great.
think
We
about
get
that?
that question a lot of times, and I think
Uh-huh.
those that are tuning in will definitely be able to glean
Yeah.
some information from the recording aspect. Definitely. Show
Okay.
us what you got.
So you have a cell phone, right?
Yes.
I have a cell phone. I think the entire
Yeah.
population of the United States, they have cell phones. What is the most used feature of the cell phone these days?
Oh, the camera.
Camera. You take pictures, right? You
Yes.
take your picture. I love taking pictures of. Okay, I want to be careful here because normally I would say my dogs, and then I say I'll take pictures of my family. That's not the right order. don't misunderstand me. I like to take pictures of everybody. Especially, I like to take pictures of my puppies. I have two of them. So a camera is a moment where you are inspired to capture and remember and relive that moment, right? Because
Yes.
you have a digital copy of it on your camera. You can always go back to it and view it and share it with your loved ones. That's one of the basic functions of a camera. Recording is exactly like that on a Clavinova. It allows you to capture a performance that you can relive many generations ahead. So you can record your child when they're 2 years old, and then when they get married at, I don't know, whatever age, you can actually play back their first performance. You get sentimental beauty when you're recording on the Clavinova. So we made it super easy for you. And by the way, there's one more benefit to recording, which is for lessons. So Charles, I know you're an amazing pianist. So when you go and teach, one of the things you can use the recording function is to actually record the lesson. Instead of using your phone to record video and put the phone and have the student, the child, or the grandparents trying to follow the video, why not record the lesson on the CVP itself? And because the next feature we're going to talk about ties into it. So
Okay.
it's a great for lesson. So let me show you the recording function, how simple it is. Recording demo. So I have a screen right now set up. Now I have a piano sound. So I'm going to do two recordings. One something simple and one later on a little bit more complex because I want to show you a cool feature in it. So to record, if Mariana can put me on full screen, or we can stay like that, that's fine. So I'm going to press the record button right here, as you can see. And so let me tell you first, there are two methods you can record. You can record audio, which is a file that you can email via email to the grandparents, right? Or the teacher.
Okay.
And it does not require you to be connected to the Clavinova. The other one is recording MIDI, or the actual action or the keystrokes that you do on the Clavinova. So it's like almost writing with pencil. And the benefit of that, if you make a mistake, you can always go back and erase and fix it. So I went to MIDI recording right here, and I'm just going to record something very simple. Let's pretend this is lesson 101. Here we go. and press stop. So the first thing, if I play back, it played exactly what I played. Now, if I touch on score, voila, it shows me the notation of what I played. And let me make the score a little bit bigger actually for you. Let me see if I can make it larger. Here we go. Yeah. Yep. I think extra large. So now you can see it a little bit better. Here we go.
Okay.
Awesome. Now we agreed that's a simple thing. And by the way, you can print this notation out. Simply save this file to a USB drive, connect it to a notation software like our own Dorico. We make a notation software called Dorico from Yamaha and Steinberg. And then you can print it out just like a sheet music. Easy. Cool. Now, let me show you the benefits of recording keystrokes or MIDI, what you can do. So I'm going to go to the record function again, and I'm going to choose a new recording, right? And I don't want to save that. So here's a brand new picture, basically, that I'm going to take. So I'm going to start recording. Here we go. That wasn't fun at the end. So now it generates the score that I played. And if I play it back, voila, it's that simple. Now, toward the end, I really messed up. I did it on purpose so we can show the benefit of recording MIDI. So check this out. I'll go to the application inside the Clavinova to fix that note, and it's called Song Creator. And I'm going to go to the section where you fix things. So now on the screen, what you see is every note I played, every single one of them. Not only every note, it also recorded the dynamics of every note. And you can change that. So let's fix the last mistake that I've done, which is the last bar of the performance. Let's see what it is. There it is, right? So I'm going to highlight the note name or the note number. And to fix it, you can simply play the note. That's simple. If you want to change the dynamics, use the right arrow to highlight the dynamic. That's where pianissimo to fortissimo is. I'm happy there. Let's prove that it fixed it. It's that simple. So it's easy to record, it's easy to fix, and then you can save thousands of these. So these could be lessons, these could be performances, and you can share it actually with family and friends, basically. So that's how easy it is to record, Charles. It's very, very simple. Yeah.
Wow, that's phenomenal. So all of our, I guess, artists and teachers and yeah, definitely. I mean, that's a feature just in and of itself is worth it.
Absolutely. And remember, anybody can record. It's that easy. Press a button and record, and then you're good to go. And teachers, it's a great investment when you invest in a teacher when they come in. You can, with their permission, of course, because every teacher they have to be comfortable of recording the lesson, obviously. So I'm not going to impose on teachers to record. That's not my point here but there is that possibility with the permission of the instructor. If that's okay, then the recording function is super, super awesome in the Clavinova CVP. So the next part, the next kind of related feature, it's kind of best of both worlds, because now we recorded the lesson, right, Charles? So we need a method to learn the lesson, right? In the Clavinova, we have a cool technology called Follow Light. So I'm going to try to set something up here. And let me see. Okay, so first I'm going to select a song. And I hope technology will work, because I'm going to use this phone as a flyover camera. So cross your fingers. Again, we're dealing with a lot of internet. Where are you again, Charles? You are in
Charleston, South Carolina.
And I'm in Los Angeles. We're doing this that far apart, but yet we're so close. I love it. So forgive me if technology is not going to behave okay today, but I have confidence that it will. So I'm going to choose one of the built-in songs in here. And I don't know how to play. In fact, I could be at 2 years old. I could be 120 years old. I could be the mom. I could be the dad. I could be the uncle. I could be you, Charles. I could be anybody. So I represent anyone in life, right? As humans. And we believe with Follow Light, we believe that anybody can play. Anybody can play the clavinova. Let me demonstrate. So I'm going to choose one of the built-in songs, and there are hundreds of these built-in ones. So I'm going to choose to learn how to play the Jurassic Theme Park song. So that's the John Williams composition for Jurassic Park. Like, amazing. And I'm going to touch on where it says score. So I see the score. And in addition to learning the song, the instrument will give you an amazing backing track so you can enjoy playing this song. And there are hundreds of these built-in songs in the Clavinova. So I'm going to plug my phone and cross fingers. Hopefully technology will work. Here we go. Let's see. Phone plugged in. Let's switch to the view. Unlock the phone. What do you think, Charles? Do you think it's going to work?
I got faith in you.
You have faith? I love that. You know what? I love you, man. You're awesome. Look at that. Technology worked. So we went through a great deal, by the way, with these cameras to make this a possibility because we really want to show the how awesome this instrument is. So what's going to happen now when I press this button, play right here? The score is going to move. And in this area right here, this dark area right here, there are going to illuminate with two different colors, red and green. And all what you have to do, remember, I could be anybody in the family at any age. All what you have to do at that point is just play the note corresponds to the light that shows up. Are you ready to experience this? Let's do it. So I'm going to press play. And listen to the backing tracks as well, by the way. All right, remember this Jurassic Park. Whoa. Whoa, what just showed up here? And by the way, the instrument will wait for you, even if you press the wrong. This is the wrong one. What's going on? Nothing's happening. Let me play the right one. Uh-oh. Okay, let's see. What's next? Oh, green. Okay, so this makes sense. So the green light is for the dark keys, the black keys, and the red light was for the white keys. Okay, that sounds straightforward. Nothing's happening. Oh, I gotta play the right note. Okay, so remember, this could be your child who's 2 years old. Dad, play the right note. No. You see how cool now the interaction of the family becomes with a clavinova? So let me play a few notes and experience the song. I'm just following lights at this point. Listen to the beautiful music behind. And if the light lights up again, you play it again. All the way here. Oh. How cool is that?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, as I said, really anybody in the family. This is a perfect opportunity for the entire family to gather around and to bond. And I highly recommend when somebody purchases a clavinova with Follow Light to actually get two benches at the same time. So they both actually sit. So it's a great moment where the mom bonds with with her kids, the dad, the parents bond together, because now even if they don't know how to play music, you don't there's no prerequisites here. Anyone can play. 2 years old, 102 years old, male, female, and everything in between. Anyone can actually play this instrument by choosing one of the internal songs. And remember, when you are a teacher, with your permission, if you record the lesson, then the child at home, they benefit from Follow Light, because now the lesson could be learned using the Follow Light. And obviously, Charles, the more practices you do with a song, the better you're gonna get at it, etc., 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 and you become more proficient at learning the song, because you're also looking at the score at the same time. So your eyes, your hands, your ears, they're all working. It's great for the mind. Yeah, so that's Follow Light feature.
Definitely. In listening to that, really what makes it sound so good, and what makes a
Ah,
CVP sound so good outside of, we've talked about the pianos and the sounds, but
uh-huh.
what really does make the CVP, and especially the 809, really stand a cut above the rest?
That is a really good question. And all right, so let's focus on one instrument for today. How about that? Now,
All right.
because every instrument, it's going to have different technologies in it. So the question is why, and let's stick to the piano right now. Why does the piano sound so good in the Clavinova CVP 809? Right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Let's yeah, and that's a really really good question. So the best way to explain why, I'm going to tell you, it has technologies. It has VRM, virtual resonance modeling. It has fantastic. The latest Yamaha technological advancement is in the CVP, in the Clavinova. But I think when customers come into your store, they have the absolute benefit to convince themselves to why the Clavinova sounds good. And here's what I mean. You have a Yamaha acoustic piano right next to you, right there, and you have a Clavinova. So what I would recommend for people to do is the following. Number one is the upper notes on an acoustic piano. Look at the acoustic piano first. On the upper notes of the acoustic piano, there are no dampers. There are no these kind of things that stop the string from ringing. In other words, when you play a note, they just sustain on their own. Okay? Now, the test is on an acoustic piano first, play that like that without the pedal, and you can see my camera where my foot is. The next test is hold the pedal down and play the same notes. So now you're hearing the heart of the piano resonate. So here's without the pedal, here's with the pedal. So you do that test on an acoustic piano so you can actually experience that, and then come to the Clavinova and do the same. You'll be amazed to how it is exactly the same as if it was an acoustic piano. So that's the first test. And the second test is very simple. Play any chord. Like, for example, I'm playing a C major chord, like a C, E, G, right? Two people can do this. Doesn't have to be one person. Now, do this on an acoustic piano first. Hold these three notes down, and then with your right hand, strike one of those notes. So in this case, I'm going to play the E. And then the sustain pedal is off, as you can see. I'm not pressing the sustain pedal. So now when you play hard, when you play the note E, you will hear the overtones of the E, not the G or the C. You'll hear the overtones of the E only because you're holding down the note E. So listen to this. I hope, and this is why I say, I hope people use headphones to experience this demonstration. So check this out. One more time. And here's without. It certainly fades out faster. So you try that on an acoustic piano, you come back to the Clavinova, you try the same, you'll be amazed to how realistic the Clavinova is. And this is part of a technology called VRM, Virtual Resonance Modeling. So I hope that makes sense, Charles.
Definitely awesome.
Awesome.
Um,
So, so because there are not just Joseph is back. What is this? You guys tag teaming here today?
We're having too much fun. It's
Where's
really,
Mariano? Mariano's my colleague in the background. He's the one who's making all this magic work. The screen and all that. Look at that. You see, he heard us and he's messing with us. I love that. Mariano, you can pop in and say hello if you want. It's okay. We're all one family here. It's nice to know how much work it takes for us to bring this experience to our audience. It's really a production in itself. So I thank Mariano. He's my colleague actually who makes the magic happen behind the scene. Definitely. So, what do you think about that? I'm trying to remember the names because there's two of you now, not one, two. Joseph.
Charles and Joseph. That's right.
That's
Amazing
awesome.
with Nova, being longevity in the Yamaha family, seeing where
Yeah,
it came from, and having service Clavinovas that, some of them are still in the field that are 20, 22 years old.
sure.
Some even used by teachers, to see where they've come, especially touch. They've got.
Yes.
We thought they were good when I played on a Clavinova in the 90s. First instrument we played on, and what they've done. 400 series, the 500 series, 800 series now.
Sure.
It's night and day.
You
And
know,
so,
it's like everything else in life. We human, even you, Joseph, you throughout the years, you develop new skills. You develop different way of thinking. So it's only natural for things to improve. And one of the benefits with Yamaha research and development and the amount of investment that we put back into developing, that all results to the best possible instrument we make today. And you can rest assured that we don't just call it the day. I'm like, okay, we're done. No, because we are a technology company as well. So Yamaha is an innovative company. It's a technology-based company, and it's a music company. So when you combine all these ingredients together, you produce magic, and that's what Clavinova, I believe. It's my, you know what? It's my, with all the instruments that I get to touch at Yamaha, I'm telling you that the CVP is absolutely my favorite. If there's one instrument that Yamaha tells me, okay, the only one instrument, right away. I mean, I love acoustic pianos. Don't get me wrong. It would be nice for them to send me. It'll be nice if they can send me a CFX. No problem.
the disc. Yeah.
Yep, or disc clavier, exactly. Yeah. But so Charles's question was very important, and I thought I'll take a moment to explain to why it sounds good. Now we talked about the piano. Now the other sounds. By the way, we make over 100 of these sounds, and the other sounds are in the Clavinova as well. That's what's so versatile. There are over 1,000 sounds in here. And what makes those sounds sound good? So we talked about the piano having VRM to make it more realistic, or to bring the soul of the piano in the digital piano sound. Now, what about the rest of the sounds, like a violin or a saxophone? How realistic are they, you might ask? So I'm going to demonstrate a couple of voices, and kind of pay attention to my foot with the foot pedal right here, right? So let's start with a guitar sound. So I'm knocking on the guitar with my foot. So here we go.
We need to post tomorrow if anybody that didn't get to catch it.
Say that again? Yeah, we can hear you, by the way. Haha, nice trick. So, as you see, there's a lot of realism to the guitar sound. Another example, and this is super, super, super cool, a violin. So I have a violin instrument in front of me. And the violin, as you know, it can produce a lot of intricate articulations. And what I'm going to show you now is how the digital sound of a violin here has a lot of character and soul, and is able to produce articulations. So check this out. So if I connect notes, I get legato. If I disconnect notes, I get marcatos. If I hold a note and play the octave up or down, I get something called glissando. If I hold a note and use the other finger to trill, I get true trills with portamento. If I play soft, I get a very slow bow. Oh, wow. And for the audience, for example, if they don't know how to play a certain instrument or they want an example to how that instrument should be played, for example, organ, you mentioned organ. When you select the sound from the shortcuts right here, there is a speaker icon. If you touch it, it will play a phrase for you to demonstrate that particular sound properties or how it's played normally. So check this out on an organ.
Dialed in right here.
Awesome. So every sound has its own unique example to how typically it's used. So to give you an idea to how voices are used other than piano, you can use them together with backing tracks, or what we call them styles, or we call them virtual band. And this band is capable of playing 500 different types or genres of styles. So I'm going to play a few examples of those styles. And also, I'll be using some of those beautiful sounds that you heard earlier. So for example, the first song, I'm going to use the guitar, and with my left hand, I'm going to control the band chord progressions. So my left hand is going. You had a question. Go ahead.
A quick one. We kind of talked about the clavinova being used, for worship and performance and stage, and then also for the student. Exploring some of these voices. We've kind of picked 5 or 6 so far, but there's over 1,000 of them in there to create, and some of them that can be customizable as well.
Yes.
Taking the student that has to play their scales and chords on a piano over and over again to pick your 10 favorite voices and play that scale, you start to get this connection and muscle memory and kind of exploration into some of the instruments that Yamaha's put in there are ones that they make for world percussion, ocarinas and bagpipes, and ones that you really may never have seen as a student or as a professional.
Sure.
So there's kind of a fun element to it. And then for the composers, Andrew Lloyd Webber has owned multiple clavinovas, clavinovas.
That's right.
Throughout
That's
history.
right.
It opens this whole untapped kind of wealth of every genre. I mean, even the really far out. I mean, there's Japanese instruments that I've never heard of before, and the unusual tunings that are in there. It's fun to explore. Come put a pair of headphones on and find your favorite. Find the weirdest one. Find the off-tuned.
The magic, though, is what inspires. That's why it's so versatile. That's why the V is in the CV, versatile. So yes, it has the beautiful piano, but it's so versatile that has plethora of different instrumentation, and that inspires you. Maybe today I am, I'm in the mood to play electric pianos. So if I go to the electric pianos and I'll choose, for example, 70 Suitcase. Right? Or even something like a clavinova. So a clavinet. Sorry, here's a. And the middle pedal, by the way. Let me see if you guys can see the middle pedal. The middle pedal. And the left pedal does the bend. It's very inspirational. So there is something for anyone. So all these sounds come in. If we have time, maybe toward the end, I can show you how to create a song from scratch. But maybe we can do that for another event that we do on Facebook, but there's so much. And that's why I think it's our responsibility, both you as a value dealer and us, to really shed a lot of spotlights on the cool technologies in the CVP, because number one, it's an expensive instrument, and I think it's important to know what it does, not just the piano sound. Oh, it's okay to just to stick to the piano sound, but it has so much more to offer, and I think it's really beneficial. And thank you for allowing this to happen, so we can put a spotlight on some of these cool technologies. So to carry on what I was saying earlier is, so with my right hand, I'm going to play some melodies. And with my left hand, I'm just going to play chords. Now, you might ask, what if I don't know how to play chords? So, I learned how to play chords from the Clavinova, because there's an application inside that teaches you how to play chords on the Clavinova. So to get to the applications that are built in, you touch on the menu, and in the first page of the application, there is an application called Chord Tutor. I mean, how simple is that? You have the actual chord root from C to B and everything in between, and then you have the type of chord. And on the upper left corner here, it shows you the dots on the notes on how to play a chord. And on the right hand, it will show you notation to how to play that chord. So you can learn how to play chords by using the internal chord learning application inside the Clavinova. So, and the band, the virtual band, consists of a drummer, percussionist, bass, guitar. They're all going to follow my chord progressions. It's unlike the conductor of the band in real time. So check this out. That's one example. Next example, I'll actually show how flexible the instrument is. So I'm going to again use these shortcuts right here. We call them registrations. Basically, you can save things to them and recall them like that. So the first part of the performance, the song I'm going to play, it's going to be just piano with my left hand. So the style does not have to be drums, guitars, bass, all over the place. It could be just as simple as piano. In this case, half of the song, you'll hear it in just piano progressions with my left hand. And then I'm going to use number 4 here, and it's going to switch to a rock and roll cha-cha. The same exact song. So check this out. Here we go. Completely different feel of the same exact. So you mentioned a lot of people that might use this instrument, but also songwriters. This is a perfect instrument for anyone who has songwriting capabilities. They have a melody inside their head and they have lyrics. They can call up any of these 500 virtual band for different genres and write their song to it in real time and record it, by the way. We talked about recording earlier. One last example about how beautiful the style is. This particular style is it is just a simple piano, elegant, beautiful piano accompaniment that's going to happen, and then I'm going to improvise with my right hand. But I would like to point out to you, when I press one of these variation buttons right here, I'm going to switch from A to C. Listen to how the complexity of the arrangement changes of the piano. So here is a simple style. Nice intro. It gets you in the mood. I like that. change chords? I'm gonna switch to C. That's so cool. I mean, that was a lot of fun, honestly. And that was just a sweet, beautiful piano accompaniment. Now, do you know it's the 50th, our neighbor's dog are barking, by the way, our 50th anniversary for which famous series? Do you know what's going on right now as far as classic films or series of films?
Was it
Can you guess what it is? I'll give you a hint. How about that? I'll give you a hint.
The Godfather?
Godfather.
Yes. So I thought it's fitting to play that song, the theme song, but in my own way, obviously. And I'm gonna play the first part using one of those amazing, sophisticated, beautiful, soulful flugelhorn sounds that built in. And my pedals is going to do something very special, like you'll watch my when I play the song, and then I'm gonna use one of the styles to bring in the virtual band when the scene comes in where they're walking in the mountains and the herd of sheep are coming down. So, and on the screen right here, you'll see a small video snippet. So here it is. Watch the pedal. There you go, my friend. So that was just a demo of one of those beautiful sounds with the power of the style. So the kind of magic that you can do with these styles. So yeah, I thought that was cool.
One, Yamaha, obviously, where you are at headquarters, they do a
I'm
lot
home.
of recording.
No. I am home. This is a bedroom.
That's the house spaceship. Oh, wow.
I wasn't kidding. This is from what you thought I was actually in the office right now. No, that's why I said, we're using interesting technology to make this broadcast happen. This is a bedroom. You don't want to see the lights and all that stuff. You just see this nice image.
Yeah, just the
but
clean part, right?
But only if you see what I have. I have ladders here. I have another ladder. You don't want to see all that stuff. Yeah.
Over time, have you at headquarters? Have you ever got to meet the people that record like that flugelhornist? Have you ever got to meet the person who created that?
Yeah.
Individual, or for Mariano, the drumming drumming in the 800 series is light year. I mean, it was what could Yamaha come up with next? The drumming was amazing. It is amazing. Have you ever met the person that got to create that?
So the person who created those voices, not that specific person, but here's a quick story. And I know we're going over time here, and this is about us here, so I'll be very brief. So, actually, last year or a year and a half ago, I actually worked with Japan to create content styles for one of our instruments. It's called the A5000. And I learned a lot of how we develop voices, sounds, and styles for our instrument. And Joseph, I can tell you something. I never knew the quality control that Yamaha has when they create sounds or styles. I mean, they were driving me crazy, to be honest with you, because they would find mistakes that I could not possibly find. Yamaha is so dedicated on every level, even to the $99 instrument that we make, or $120, whatever the price is. Even to that instrument, we give it its maximum potential from Yamaha. And it's part of our vertical integration. So we take whatever we make on the top line, and some of that technology, whatever is relevant for that price point, it will trickle itself down to the least expensive instrument that we make, because there's an instrument for everybody in the world. And that's the beauty. So learning a little bit about the in-house technology, about how we develop voices and styles, I can only tell you it is just absolutely mind-boggling to how extensive, how strict, and how involved technological advancement that we use to bring these type of these type of voices and sounds in all of our instruments. It's just absolutely,
I bet.
it's amazing.
Yeah, and it shows through in all the instruments, but the CVP 800 series, the drum
Yes.
styles are immaculate. It's a whole new beast.
So you're a drummer, right?
No, I play piano, a little bit guitar, but
Okay, so
that's the biggest marked difference I've seen is the drum sounds. It's real audio. It feels like you have somebody behind you clicking. Like
Yep.
in it.
So the reason for that, okay, this is again, apologize for Mariano for taking a little bit more time. So there is, so we're going to be a little bit technical here, just a little bit. There is a feature in the Clavinova 809 and 809 GP. It's called Revo with an R, Revo drums. And what Revo drums allows the nuances and the finesse of right cymbals, hi-hats, snares to give a very realistic sound. In other words, my colleague actually who's helping us today, Mariano, he's a drummer. So when I watch him play on the right cymbal, he never produces the same ting, ting, ting one after the other, because your ear will detect that right away. Same thing on the hi-hats. Every time it's a slightly different pitch. It's a slightly different tone. So what we've done is we have an exclusive bespoke technology in the 809 and 809 GP. It's called Revo drums. And what that is all these intricate instruments in the drums, they never play the same sample again. So it's impossible mathematically. It uses something called round robin, basically. So it plays multiple samples in different sequences to give you the realism of a drum. So allow me to demonstrate, actually, better than talking. So here is let me see which scene I'm going to use. So here we go. So this is a jazz style. Brushing going on. In fact, So listening to that intricate and finesse jazz brushing, my ears never paid attention to it because it sounds real. The only time your ear will pay attention to something if it stands out. And in the case of this, what we're talking about, what if it's gonna stand out? That would basically mean it's unnatural. The fact that it doesn't stand out, it's very realistic and very natural, basically. And that's the benefit of having Revo drums, that the styles have very authentic and realistic sound to them. You're absolutely right about that. Yep.
That's a good feel.
Great question. Great question. So there's a lot more to talk about, but it's we're on to 5:30 right now, our time here in Los Angeles. So yeah, I think we covered a lot today. So let me know if there's another thing that you would like me to show.
No, I want to remind everyone we will have our Clavinova set up.
Yes.
Yesterday being International Piano Day, so 88th day of the year. Pianos have 88 keys.
Nice.
Right. So
nice. Well. Hold on a second. Wait.
That's true.
What about
well, I'll bring that up shortly. So we expanded Piano Day a little bit because as we know, Bosendorfers have extra keys.
Yes.
And being part of the Yamaha family, Bosendorfer is one of those as well. But we'll have our Clavinova set up. We're actually going to be playing this again tomorrow. So for any customer that's out there that wants to experience the full system, full Clavinova, and practice what we've seen, ask all the questions live, hands-on. We're here all the time. We can set an appointment if you want to have a private time or come in as a group. We've actually had teachers that come in. We do field trips here, as crazy as that sounds.
Nice.
You'd be amazed the folks that haven't seen a presentation like this, don't know what the inside of a piano looks like, and our technicians show them all the time. We view ourselves as supporters of educators. I don't teach piano myself, don't teach guitar myself, but we want to support those educators. The best we can do is to experience those instruments, and so we do. We encourage you to come in. The Piano Day specials are kind of expanded for our Bosendorfer Day specials.
Very nice.
But yeah, we look forward to it. It'd be great.
And please remember, just as a token of appreciation to our audience, is on behalf of Yamaha, I'm offering actually this one-on-one lesson, an hour or two, whatever it takes, to bring this instrument to the level where it deserves, so our customers get to benefit from all the technology that it has. So I hope they capitalize on this ASAP.
Look forward to it. Oh, wow.
Fantastic. So yeah, any final words before we say goodbye that you might have?
No, again, I wanted to say thank you all for joining us. For everyone that's watching after the fact, we have a great social media following. Keep up with us for all the events. In this space, this is our recital hall. This is dedicated to education, and we have performances monthly through it. Thank you so much to Yamaha for continuing to make incredible products at every level. For Harach for making the virtual trip and spending such a great time with his expertise in the spaceship,
awesome.
Flying the spaceship, and Mariano in the background too. It's nice to meet you. It's good to see your work as seamless and smooth as it is. So I want to thank everyone behind the scenes. We appreciate it. Welcome to Fox Music.
Joseph, and definitely on behalf of Yamaha and my colleague Mariano, thank you to you and Charles as well. I know you guys are dedicated, and I know that we spend a few hours before even the event started to make sure technology worked and all that. So I really, really appreciate your dedication and your effort and your patience. And thanks to your audience, and be safe and healthy. And I hope we'll do this again. I had a great time.
Many more. Yeah, next time in person. Come to Charleston.
Yes.
Come, we'll show you some hospitality.
Invitation has been accepted. Yes, sir. Awesome. Thank you so much, gentlemen. And please, thank you so much. And you guys have a good night. Thank you.